I'm so tired of these kind of handkerchief head ass Negroes, ham bone Negroes that do this kind of shit. Listen, I want to feel bad for you, Telbo, but I don't really give a Karma's a bitch. Is when you're in these interracial relationships for an agenda through self-hatred. You get what the you deserve. You play silly ass games, you win silly prizes. You know, I don't wish this on anybody, but the fact that you were shitting on black women like that, and you said, I'll die for my girl. I'll die. Well, you did.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.
The most blatantly outrageous and hateful and many times racist things that many so-called black Americans will say out loud on camera that anybody from a different demographic, especially a white person, would say, they would absolutely lose their minds. Here we have comedian Godfrey reacting to this tragic story that's happened over the past, I believe, week and a half of this so-called black American man who unfortunately lost his life to the hands of his girlfriend, who claims that she was cleaning her pow pow, which was a shot pow pow, and apparently it went off. Yeah, I don't believe that story any more than you do. However, comedian Godfrey is going to cover this story, and he's going to explain to us why this man deserved what he got, because it was karma due to him dating outside of his race and bragging about it in the process. You cannot make this stuff up.
You know, I had to wait a few days to talk about this one. I know it's been about 6 days since it happened, but yo, people are still talking about it. This Telvin Telbo dude, black dude, who was murdered by his white girlfriend, Hannah Grace. What a last name, huh? She shot his ass. She said she was cleaning her gun. I'm not a gun expert, but I thought when you clean your gun, the bullets are usually empty. I don't know what kind of cleaning she was doing. But if I'm wrong, you just let me know. You know, it's okay to be wrong. But here's the problem. I thought it was up. But then when I found out this dude had been dogging black women, he was dogging the shit out of them. I get really annoyed by these black dudes that on black women. Your mother's black, your grandmother's black, all the black women that are in your life, you wouldn't be here if it weren't for them, sacrificing, whatever. Your dusty ass wouldn't be here if it weren't for black women.
So, first and foremost, bullets, if the bullets were empty, don't you mean if the gun was empty? Second of all, he said that he thought this was effed up. He thought it was messed up. So he did acknowledge that he doesn't necessarily agree with what happened to the guy, so to speak. But then he backtracks and says, but then he found out the things that this guy has been saying about black women. And then he goes on this whole rant about he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for black. This argument is always so weird to me, because while I agree that you shouldn't ever condemn an entire group of people, regardless of who the demographic or what the demographic of people are, what people like Godfrey tend to overlook a lot of times is that everything this dude just said is true. The things that the dude says about black women are true. That's what they want. They won't delve into it. And people like Godfrey will also jump over and date other races of people as well, other races of women, but then he'll get online and crap on other in the name of blackity black. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being a so-called black person and standing up and having passion and pride, or not too much pride, but having passion about other so-called black people. There's nothing wrong with that. But it becomes a problem when it becomes toxic like this, where you, in the name of so-called black people, you never hold us accountable. You overlook all the actual great criticisms and critiques of our people because it hurts our feelings. Get over it, bro.
Who raised your ass, fed your ass, huh? Nursed you when you were sick. I'm so tired of these kind of handkerchief head ass Negroes, ham bone Negroes that do this kind of shit. Listen, I want to feel bad for you, Telbo, but I don't really give a Karma's a, hey man, it is what it is.
This man deserved to have his head blown off because he decided to date a white woman and go online and talk about why he don't care for black women. Listen, I agree. If you're going to go to the other side and date other demographics of women, I believe personally that you should do it graciously and not necessarily talk down on the previous demographic of women or men, if you're dating men, that you used to date. I believe that one can be true without the other. You don't have to condemn one in order to go to the other. You don't have to condemn LeBron to love MJ. You can appreciate both or appreciate good things about both. But to get online and say that he deserved to be unalived in this manner simply because he said a lot of true things about black women. Get online, hop in the comment section and tell me, why is it this epidemic of especially black men online, including myself, saying that not all black women, of course, there are many, many beautiful black women that don't fit this, but it's true. How many of us are saying, without even knowing each other, that we are experiencing aggressive women, non-agreeable, uncooperative, masculine, many times violent, independent-minded, and in some cases unfaithful women? Yes, that applies to other demographics as well. The Hispanic community gets that a lot as well with their women. But overwhelmingly, you see it in the black community. It doesn't mean we hate black women. But if you got men, thousands of men across the country who don't know each other, all telling the same story, what is that communicating to you, dude? Because he decided to go online and say it, again, I don't think you should condemn one demographic in order to go to the other side and praise that community. I agree. But simply because he's talking about what he experienced, that man did not deserve to lose his life because of it. You acting like a... This is what I'm saying about Democrats. This is the playbook of a Democrat. Because if a white person came over here and condemned another white person for dating black people, if they came out loud and said that, you have people like Godfrey that would not shut his mouth. He'll start talking about racism and see, this is what they really think about us. They don't think we're human. They don't think we should be loved. They think it's a disgrace to talk to us, to communicate with us, to date us, to have kids with us. But he can come online and say this. This is what you call, or what I call, an inferiority complex. It's the mindset internally of people like Godfrey who feel like deep down inside that they're less than white people. It's almost like if a child said something and an adult said the same thing, you're going to condemn the adult but give the child a pass because it's a child. It's the same way with this. People like Godfrey feel like he can come online and say this and he's going to get overwhelmingly, he's going to overwhelmingly get support because he's a black person. White people have enough. They can't say the same stuff that we can say. It's BS.
That's all I'm saying, is when you're in these interracial relationships for an agenda through self-hatred, you get what you deserve. You play silly-ass games, you win silly prizes. You know, I don't wish this on anybody, but the fact that you were shitting on black women like that, and you said, I'll die for my girl. I'll die. Well, you did. You did.
Godfrey, how many black women you married in your life? Tell us that. Because last time I checked, you've never married any black woman. Another very important question. Hey, Godfrey, what do you have to say about the many cases of stories where men, they don't necessarily go to the police, because in this culture, men are raised not to do that, and you'll be frowned upon if you go to the police over domestic disturbances. But what do you say about all the occurrences and times men talked about women assaulting them, black women assaulting them? And the very even more rare cases, black women unaliving them, which that don't happen as much, but it's happened. Do you hop online and talk about that? Because this is not a story that happens all the time. Hearing about how the white girlfriend unalived the black boyfriend. So Godfrey, do you hop online when black women do it and talk about the same thing, you don't have the same narrative? Why? You're hateful, bro, and you're a clown. That's what I think. Y'all hop in the comment section and give me your thoughts. I don't even want to listen to the rest of this video, bro. Congratulations, Godfrey. You played yourself.
Oh yeah, DD got a podcast.